Chris and I got together here to talk about the National ostensibly, but we went a little off the rails in the last, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes at least. We had fun. Hopefully you enjoy it too. Let us know in comments.
Hey, everybody, it is Mike, and I am here with Chris, collector, investor, dealer, stripper, in that order.
He saw the video.
For anybody who doesn't know, Chris was mistaken when somebody asked him if he was a streamer. He thought they said stripper.
I swear he said stripper. It's possible that he misspoke, but it's also more likely that I misheard him.
Chris, thanks for joining.
Yeah, of course, as always. Yeah.
And we're both back from the National, me as a buyer, you as a seller. I'm interested in your experience, but most of all, and very quickly, I'm sure, did you buy anything for your PC?
PC, no. I didn't walk the show at all until Sunday. And Sunday, because it was Sunday was kind of empty as a show. I don't know. Were you there? You didn't say
Friday was my last day.
Yeah, Friday. So you saw the really crowded days. Thursday and Friday were insanely crowded.
Really?
Yeah, that was my experience. Was that not your experience?
Oh, no, they were insane. But last year, I felt like Saturday was the insane day. And so I was like, I'm not going to be there Saturday this year.
No, I thought there was a huge drop off to Saturday. And then Sunday was like dead. Like very few people came Sunday. But Thursday and Friday sort of rivaled the best, the most crowded National I can remember.
Wow. Last year I had a hard time walking around on Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I remember too. Like Saturday is usually the day.
Yeah.
I did not find that the case this time.
And on Thursday and Friday last year, I wasn't eager at all to leave at the end of the day. But Saturday, I was just like, get me out of here.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But this year, Thursday and Friday, I was eager to leave.
Yeah.
Both days. They were both packed.
They were very packed.
But I'm surprised to hear that Saturday was less. That's
Saturday, but so I didn't walk the show at all until Sunday. And on Sunday, I'm sort of like looking for last minute dealers who don't want to take their boxes home with them, and I drove so I could take some boxes of dollar cards home at cheap prices. So that's what I was doing Sunday. I didn't get anything for my PC. I didn't even think about it until right now. But I know you got some PC stuff. You showed me at the show, and I've done some video. Yeah, so go through it. I want to hear it again.
Oh yeah, well I've got it right here because I was adding them to my set registry, and so I've got that's the big boy.
Yeah, I saw that beauty.
My lighting's not too great here.
Yeah,
this is the smallest one.
It's Barry.
That's an 8.
Yeah.
Got the Gale Sayers rookie. Keep going the wrong way with this.
Yeah, nice.
Koufax with a pinhole.
Right, a nice looking one. Gretzky, yeah, you're hitting some of the big dogs here. Dr. J.
Left the price tag on that one. Oh, I haven't taken the price tags on it off any of these 3.
51 Bowen Williams, yeah.
Yep. And then this Rocky Marciano.
54 top scoops, is that right?
51 tops ringside.
Oh, 51 tops ringside.
Oh, and one more at the bottom here.
And Jim Brown, 2.5. I remember the Jim Brown being a 3, but yeah, okay, it was a 2.5. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm thrilled with what I got.
Only one of those cards is junk wax card. I don't know if you're
being
true to your name here.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I think we've talked about this. I still regret naming my channel what I named it, but
yeah, right.
I think my viewers would revolt if I changed the name.
Yeah.
So you didn't pick it, and I know you'll do a collection buy video at some point. But walking around Sunday, did you buy some good stuff?
No, not much. Yeah, there wasn't. I didn't have a whole lot of time to walk around Sunday. I actually left kind of early, but I walked around a little bit and picked up a few small items. But that was not the big hit it's been in the past. In the past, I've found Sundays to be an amazing buy day if you're driving, like if you're willing to take bulk, because a lot of dealers don't want to go home with it. They'll dump it cheap. But I didn't find that much. But I probably didn't really have enough time to walk around and look for it this time. Yeah.
You find that it felt a lot smaller than it did last year. I know they cut like 25% of the tables, but it felt like 60% of the tables.
I totally agree. I don't know. I heard that they reduced it by 40 dealers. That was, and I heard they reduced it by 100 dealers. There's no way it was only that much reduced. I thought it was half the size,
Right.
or less. Yeah,
Yeah.
like really, really much smaller, which was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago was almost too big. Like you would get lost last year walking around.
Yeah, it was last year. I felt like part of the problem was that there were just so many rooms and it was impossible to know where you were at any given
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Like people would text me and say, "Where are you?" And I'd look around and I'd respond back, "I have no idea."
Nothing's labeled. You're like, buy the room with the blue sign.
Yeah. But this year there were 2 rooms, right?
Yeah, yeah. Really
And
easy to navigate.
yes, and the signage was pretty good. And I never felt like I'm never gonna get through everything.
Yeah, right.
Whereas,
On Sunday I walked the whole show basically in an hour, a couple hours.
yeah, last year I remember on my last day there, I discovered an entire room that I hadn't seen before.
Yes, that happened to me too. I don't know
It-
if it was the last day, but I remember later in the show I was like, have I been? Wait, this is a whole new room. And then I felt bad for the dealers like in the back of that room. But
yeah,
even that was crowded.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's okay. So let's talk about your experience as a dealer.
Yeah.
You and Jeremy were set up together.
We were.
I
Uh,
actually went over and one of the somebody nearby, another customer said to me, "Well, what are you looking for, Mike?" And I said, "I'm looking for a 1941 play ball Ted Williams." And he says, "Oh, ask Chris." And I look up and there you are. I was like, "Oh, geez."
oh really?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'd looked up, but you were off to the right talking to somebody, and I hadn't realized that it was you.
okay.
I was mostly focused on the cards.
Yeah. Wait, did we have one at our booth?
No.
No, okay. Um, yeah, so being a dealer was great. I brought nothing but I brought nothing but cheap stuff. I had dollar boxes, $2 boxes, $5 boxes, $10 boxes, and I did and a $20 box. Yeah, and a $15 box also. So 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20, and they were just set up on the whole table, and yeah, people were just around the watering hole the whole time. At least on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday got a little slower, and then Sunday I didn't do any sales at all. But
So I'm
overall,
fascinated by that.
yeah,
Because I have limited time at the National or really at any card show. I
yeah.
have a hard time sitting down and going through dollar boxes or $10 boxes. How long do people sit there and go through them?
Quite a while. Probably, yeah. And I mean, some are short, but yeah, a lot of people spend hours, and that's how I used to do when I was more of a collector, or like when I was an early dealer. Maybe is a better way to say it. That's how I spent time at the show. I would go to a show, I'd find dollar boxes, I'd rummage through them for hours. I love the tables that were all dollar boxes. That was my jam. Go through them, pull out 300. They say, hey, give me these 300 for $200. Now you're in them for 60 cents a piece, and this was I love doing all that. But so yeah.
And so I don't have any idea what a booth or a table costs at the National, but do you find that you make your money back and then some, and it's worth it for you to drive and stay in a hotel selling just the small dollar items like that?
It was way worth it, yeah, and yeah, big time. And the smaller dollar items are a lot more annoying and time consuming, but they're also much better margins. So that's the give and take there. High dollar stuff is exciting, and you make a lot, but generally come with really small margins. So,
True.
but yeah, but I have lots of outlets to sell high dollar stuff. Um, on various online platforms, but low dollar stuff is hard to move. Whereas at a card show, it's a really great way to move it. I've never been a card show dealer till fairly recently, and I'm enjoying that aspect of it, like being able to sell off $1, $2, $5 cards there.
Yeah, it's got to be much better to do that than sending them to COMC.
Yeah, well, especially with like vintage, like COMC is great for modern, but with 1979 Topps Tom Seaver, there's already 50 of them on the site. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I just sent 200 cards off to COMC. Some of them I'll regret once they pop up, but a lot
Yeah,
of numbered, early 2000s
that's
numbered cards,
that's generally really good COMC stuff.
low value, but you're talking $2 to $6 per card
Yeah,
at 38 cents per card that I'm paying.
right. Nice.
So Yeah, not bad. Some low value autographs and patches and things like that.
Yeah. What was your what was your what was your experience walking around, and did you find dealers to be reasonable with their prices?
Extremely reasonable.
Yeah,
And I've been hearing a lot of complaints. Most of the complaints I've heard have seemed to be from modern collectors. Like there aren't enough modern tables. These are the people who they're saying there aren't enough tables, or there's too much vintage. The
I
dealers
actually
weren't working.
I mean I'm a vintage guy. I actually agree with that. Like I thought there was a lot of vintage and
So much vintage.
not yeah,
I
and not a
loved it.
lot of not yeah, no, of course, and not a lot of modern though. But I don't know if that's what the hobby as a whole wants.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Yeah.
Surprising amount of junk wax too.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
I look at those tables and I think, how can you make money with top-loaded junk wax cards that they're selling for $3 and $5, taking up their entire table,
Taking up like a display case.
or 2 or 3? Yeah,
Yeah. No, I don't. That doesn't make sense to me either.
it was surprising. There were a couple of tables like that.
Uh huh.
I thought that most of the vintage dealers were extremely realistic on their prices.
Yeah.
All of these, I knew what a target price was, and I paid under that target price, or I looked up comps on eBay and paid well under. Like that Ted Williams, recent 2.5s of the 41 play ball Ted Williams were selling for over $1,700.
Yeah.
I paid $11.50 for it.
What?
Yeah,
You paid 60% on a 41 play ball Ted Williams?
yeah,
What?
$11.50. I went in.
I should have asked you what table that was at.
It was at Payne Collectibles, who
Pain
apparently
Collectibles.
he's a
Okay.
very reputable, great dealer. Everybody was saying he's got a 41 play ball. You got to go look over there.
Was he
And
hooking you up? Was he hooking you up, or that was just like his
no,
asking price?
no, he doesn't know who I am.
Okay.
It was priced at $12.50, and I said, "You do $11.50?" And he said, "Oh, no." And he said, "I do $11.75 cash." So I paid $11.75.
Okay, but comps are at 1,700. That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
I went in wanting to buy an authentic or a one for around 1,000, and I got a 2.5 for $11.75.
Nice. Okay, that's one of the better buys I've heard of. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else, they would have them priced right around comps, right around where I was expecting to pay based on the spreadsheet I had assembled.
Yeah.
And I would just offer, a little under what I felt was reasonable and fair, and they were always agreeable.
Nice. Okay. Did you buy? So you had like 8 pickups or so? Was it each from a different dealer, or were you like all at?
I bundled 3 at one table and I bundled 2 at another.
Yeah.
And I find bundling to be worse than buying one at a time.
Do tell.
Because so let's say if I buy one card for $100, I'm
Mhm.
going to offer 80. We're going to come to $90, right?
Okay.
That's fairly typical.
Sure.
But if I find 3 cards totaling $300, we're probably going to agree at $275, and that's
Okay.
more, $5 more than I would have paid if I'd bought them individually.
Interesting. Okay, I never thought of that.
It's not a big deal.
No, but it's a good thing to note if that's what's going on. So yeah, with when you were dealing with dollar cards and stuff, I give massive
Sure.
massive bulk discounts.
Take it. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, with $100 and $1,700 Ted Williams, I would not be giving massive bulk discounts like that.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe those comps aren't legit, but there were 2 of them. They were both recent 2.5s.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't look at them carefully, so it could have been the same card and it wasn't paid for.
Okay. Right.
I don't know, but I just looked and I said, "Oh, yeah, this is very reasonable."
That is very reasonable. Did you get every card you were looking to get?
I had, I would say, 20 targets that I was interested in getting, and I had a budget, and so I was very happy with the cards I picked up.
Oh, he's going to be on the top 100, affordable Mike, Junk Wax Hero Mike affordable collection.
Yeah, a bunch of like 6 of them are maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then today I got in the mail this one, which I put in a video. I'm sure you haven't watched yet, but Don Bradman, the greatest cricketer of all time.
No, but yeah, he's like the greatest. He's like better than any other cricketer by a margin. That's unmatched in any sport, right?
He's the Babe Ruth of cricket. Yeah.
But like whoever's number 2 is so far down that there's no
Correct.
comparable in any American sport.
Yeah. My understanding is there's a guy who's like 27 has the potential to be somewhat close to Bradman.
Oh yeah, okay.
Playing cricket right now, but I'm not a cricket fan, so
I don't even know the rules of cricket, but it looks interesting.
Yeah, I have a viewer who's a big cricket fan, so he's
Yeah, me
sure to
too.
email me and say, "You idiot."
You idiot. The guy's not going to be Don Bradman. What a dumb comment.
So you're at the table.
Yeah.
How do I phrase this? How many people deep did your table get, would you say?
My specific section, not really more than one, because like it was basically enough for like 5 people to sit, and it was pretty full most of the time, but it never really got deeper than that. You wouldn't have somebody waiting for my stuff. At Jeremy's stuff, it got too deep at times. He had a lot of higher end stuff, and yeah, it was especially on Thursday and Friday. Those were the killer days for whatever reason. Especially Friday, even more so than anything else.
Yeah, I made an observation in a video last week that the modern tables seem to be just jam-packed with all, of course, young men with Zion cases up on the table.
Yeah, I saw this observation. You saw your video with the observations. It's so true.
And the vintage tables were, middle-aged men with backpacks and not as busy. And now I'm thinking about it, and those modern tables were probably so packed with people because there just weren't that many vintage modern tables.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they were kind of all packed together too.
Damn, I wear a backpack instead of do a Zion. Am I an old man now? I'm in the old man category. I gotta get a Zion case.
Yeah, I can't picture myself ever having a Zion case.
I don't really walk around shows with a bunch of high dollar graded stuff either.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, no, for me, this stuff was high dollar.
Yeah.
But my first national 3 years ago, I went and I had $2,000 in cash in my pocket.
Okay.
And I was like, this is somebody's going to rob me. And then I walked in and I see people with tens of thousands of dollars in a wad. And I was like, oh, I'm pretty safe.
It is. Imagine how much cash is in that room.
Millions.
It's like, I mean, hundreds. No, I don't know what hundreds of tens of millions maybe. I mean, it's like a casino.
Yeah, and tens of millions of dollars worth of cards.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions.
Probably hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cards, tens of millions of dollars in cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun. Did you have fun as a dealer?
I had such a good time. Yes, I had such a great time. I was dragging a little bit Saturday and then a little bit again on Sunday. It was almost like too long. I don't remember feeling that way before, but yeah, it was the first 3 days were so jam packed. I mean, we were on our feet the entire time. There's dealing with customers the entire time, and then Saturday we chilled out a little bit, and so I was dragging a bit. Didn't get really good sleep on the trip. Didn't get great food in me either.
No.
So, yeah.
It was tough to get good food anywhere.
Yeah. I had my hotel had really crappy breakfast, which I got every morning, and then got a nice dinner, but that was basically it.
So you said you haven't been setting up as a dealer for very long at a table at a show.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it now?
Well, this is my first time doing it at the National, ever. And then I do it I basically just do it at the Chantilly show. I've been doing it about 2 years now. That's 3 times a year. So I've done, basically 6 Chantilly shows and now the National. That's essentially it. I guess I did Toronto once and Burbank once as well with Jeremy.
But you had set up as a kid at a table, right? At a show?
No, at a show. I don't think so. No, I mean we did.
Don't you have a picture that you show at the beginning of one of your videos?
Yeah, that's like a table on like the street corner in my neighborhood.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't a show, and then I worked at a card store, but I don't think I ever set up at a show. I think I helped the card store owner at the National in '99 once, but I wasn't set up.
Huh. When I was 13 or 14, I would set up at card shows.
You really?
Yeah. My dad would buy me a Subway sandwich, put it in a cooler with a soda,
Yeah.
and dropped me off at the card show. It's a place called it's Fort Andros in Brunswick, Maine. It still exists, but hasn't been a card show there in 30 years. And he would drop me off, and that was like a taste of independence for me. And I
Oh my
would
goodness, that's awesome.
stand there and try to sell cards with my friend who would sell comic books. He was the same age.
So
So we just go-
you're selling like Juan Gonzalez rookies.
Yep. I sold a Griffey 89 upper deck to an old guy
Killer.
for $75 in 1992-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. Raw, because nobody graded cards back then. And I would do repacks in, you know how you would back in the late 80s to early 90s, you would wrap a textbook for school in brown paper shopping bags.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that with cards, repack cards, and try to sell them. And I don't remember ever selling any. I did it at 2 or 3 shows.
A man ahead of his time.
Groundbreaker.
A groundbreaker.
There were a lot of people doing repacks back then.
Really, I don't remember that. That's interesting. Okay.
It was
a repack would just be like you open a box of 91 tops, and then all the cards you don't want would go into repacks.
Yeah, and you would mix in some good, decent cards too. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you would sell them for like 50 cents.
Okay, for a pack of like 20 or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like take my commons and
one Ricky Henderson card.
Yeah, but it was really common. Like every table was doing it, and that's why I certainly didn't come up with the idea myself.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a blast. I would like to set up again at some point.
Yeah. Do you have enough inventory? Well, you got all that bulk inventory. You should make quarter boxes and dollar boxes and set up.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't. But at some point, if I were to ever have the time and really get into, buying and selling,
yeah,
I just don't have the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Most of my hobby time I spend doing YouTube.
Yeah. What did you think of the YouTube get together?
Oh, unbelievably great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it keeps growing. Mike does a fantastic job.
I know, man. It's gonna grow to like so big that he's gonna need like a warehouse.
Yes, he might. Legit.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. What did you think?
Yeah, no, total blast. I loved it. It's one of my favorite parts of, I mean, it's only the second time I've done it, but it's one of my favorite things to do now. You just meet like 100 people in 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
My first one 2 years ago, I didn't know anybody and nobody knew me. I knew Sammy Thunder.
Okay. Sammy Thunder, yeah.
That was it. And I remember...
What a cool name.
Yeah, I know. He really does. John Mangini was there, and I had never seen a John Mangini video before, but everybody was kind of like... He was like the god.
Okay.
Other YouTubers. Like,
oh, cool.
It was funny. I was like, who is this guy? And that's when I started watching his videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just such a great opportunity to meet other collectors and viewers who maybe comment and maybe don't, and other YouTubers.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's something funny about you? Oh wait, by the way, did your little project, when's that hitting? Or we're not teasing that yet.
I'll do it. I might edit it over the weekend.
Okay. You'll post it like next week sometime?
Yeah.
Okay. Will it be a short or will it be a video?
No, it'll be under 10 minutes, but it won't be
okay. Oh, it's longer. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What's funny?
You've teased it, right?
I mentioned I have a project from the National. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Why? You said that, what's funny about you?
Oh yeah. So I don't know what's funny or something about you. I'm not sure why this is, but so of the like, let's say 5 to 10 YouTubers that I have spent the most screen time with, of which you're of course one, you're like the least recognizable in person. Like when you like everybody else, like if Danny Black, if Danny Black walks up, I'm like, oh, Danny Black. When you walk up, there's not an instant like, oh, it's Mike. I'm not sure. It takes a few seconds to I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because the headphones or I don't know. Are you wearing a hat maybe in the show?
I was wearing a hat the whole time.
Maybe that's all it was. Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Do you ever see a YouTuber and you get a little starstruck by them? Other than me, of course.
Chunk Wax Heroes in the building. No, not really. I probably did like early on, but no, not really anymore. Do you? How about you?
I saw Troy of Trike.
Oh yeah,
Trike Cards.
love him. Yeah,
His channel's so great. He's
so
so
good.
humble,
I know.
and he's funny, and he's not an expert and doesn't claim to be.
Yeah,
And I saw him standing by himself. He doesn't have an entourage. The other guys all have entourages, and I would never go up to any of the other big guys and try saying anything.
Entourage.
But I was like, "Hey, Troy, I'm Mike," and he goes, "You're a YouTuber too. You've collaborated with Chris Sewall." And I was like, "Yeah, wow." And I just talked to him about how much I love his channel.
Yeah.
He just seems very genuine and didn't seem at all different in person.
No, he's awesome. Yeah, I've met him a couple times. I actually we did one video together. He called me because he bought a collection and it was like a bust and he wanted my opinion on it, whatever. But yeah, he's awesome, and his channel is awesome too, and it's one of the biggest now.
Yeah, he's got 30 some odd thousand, 33,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
he's great. And that was the first time I'd been like, wow. I saw all the big YouTubers and I just kind of rolled my eyes. But Troy, I was like, oh, that's Troy.
Yeah, no, and like you said, he's I mean, I don't know him that well, but from every interaction I've had with him, super nice, and just like you see on screen, that's what he is.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I don't remember. He's got a number after it. I want people to go check out his channel if they're not already. Trike. Something.
Yeah. I don't know the number. 461 maybe. I'm not
sure. He's another tall guy. 6.
Well, he played.
Wake Forest.
He played at Wake Forest. Was that it? Oh, and he played like professional in
Italy or Japan or something.
Yeah, I don't want to botch it, but yeah, he played professionally overseas, and like played against a lot of NBA players in various places. So
yeah.
Cool,
you know who's a sneaky good basketball player on YouTube? Are you really?
No.
Ty Wilson.
Ty Wilson's a sneaky good basketball player.
Yeah.
We should at next year's one we should do a basketball game.
I would love to.
Are you a baller?
I played basketball for 30 years.
Oh, for 30 years?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can play.
Well, I haven't played in 10 years, but when I was 35, I was playing in a work league, but very, very competitive.
Okay.
With all these guys who are like fresh out of D2 in college, 23, 24 years old.
Yeah.
And I was able to keep up with them.
You could hang.
I hit 34, 35. And the body slows down. And if you got to do like yoga and all this stuff that I can't do. Once you hit your mid 30s,
yes,
it's hard for your hips to swivel right to guard a guy who's 15 years younger, 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough. And then I left that company that I worked for. And so I had to leave the league, and I tried joining a full court league. And when I was like 38 years old, and my body was not able to do full court because it was just 3-on-3 that I'd done half court.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Since college.
Wait, what was the highest level you played at? You played in high school?
Yeah, I played high school, and then in college, I would have played if I had wanted to, but it was just the schedule was too rigorous.
Mm-hmm.
D3. It was a low-end D3 school.
Okay, you could have played for the team.
Yeah.
As a point guard?
Shooting guard.
Shooting guard. Okay, so you could shoot.
I was a shooter.
You got some range.
I think I'll be able to shoot when I'm 90.
Oh, okay, nice. You don't lose that skill.
I don't think so. Like, I don't jump anymore, so you can't call it a jump shot.
Okay.
Too big, too old. But yeah, still got the shot. I can't shoot from 3 anymore.
No? Why not?
Because I don't have that lower body ability.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, we'll be on the same team in the YouTube basketball game.
All right. We'll start one up. Did you play though? You're 6'5".
No, I played. I was major soccer. I was always into soccer. I played like other sports casually. I played a lot of pickup basketball, but the sport I really played competitively was soccer. But in basketball, I was like, I'm tall, so I was always useful. Get rebounds, and I could block shots a lot. And I was like, I'm a hustler. Like I'd play good defense and do that. But I wasn't very good like as a shooter or any of that stuff.
So how far did you go with soccer?
When I played, I was a star in high school, and I played in college, but I fizzled out pretty quick. And just, same thing that you experienced. Like way too rigorous, and going from like being a star on your team to being like a bench player in college is rough.
Yeah. What, Division 2, Division 3?
Division 1.
Oh, well. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's tough going from star of high school to D1.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this basketball game.
We should do it. As long as it's 3-on-3 half court, I'm in.
Okay, 3-on-3 half court. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I might have to drop about 30 pounds between now and then.
Did you do any other events at the national besides the YouTube thing?
I went to the Dick Perez. He's got a documentary coming out called The Diamond King.
Yeah.
So I went to the showing, the pre-tape.
Oh yeah. How was that?
It was really good. Very good. I loved it. Plus, I'm in it, so
I
how
know.
can it be bad?
I know. How big's your role? Like, what's your role?
6 seconds,
Okay.
and half of it is it's just my voice.
Okay.
So it's like 3 seconds you hear my voice talking, and then they cut to me for the last 3 seconds.
Superstar.
Mike Moynihan's also in it,
Of course,
just as briefly as me.
Okay. Oh, he doesn't have more of a role?
I don't remember. I think it was really short, like mine.
Okay.
They interviewed us together at the National last year.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Did you go to any other events?
No. No. I was tired. I was so tired after the show each day. I basically went home to sleep, or basically went to dinner and then went home to sleep every day. Like we would get there at 8 and then couldn't get out of there until 6:30 because of, or no, 7, like 7. Wait, the show ended at 6 each day. Yeah. It was a long day. Yeah. So.
Why do you think I was a point guard? Because you think I'm short?
I don't know. I don't know. Are you not? Are you taller than the average point guard?
Everybody's short to you.
Well, how tall is the average point guard in high school?
Probably 5'10". I'm 6'2".
Okay, so yeah. Okay, yeah. So 6'2" would be a shooting guard on average in high school.
Well, when I was in high school, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
5'10" is probably taller now.
Is point guard an offensive term to a shooting guard?
I would have loved to have been a point guard, but I didn't have the handle.
Yeah.
For it. I was never a great dribbler.
Yeah.
I wanted to be Pete Maravich, but I was more like Steve Kerr.
Okay. Oh. I mean, that's good, I guess.
Yeah. I peaked in 7th grade. I scored 40 points in one game.
Peaked in 7th grade. That's 40 points in one game in 7th grade. Don't you play like 5-minute quarters in 7th grade?
I think there were 8.
8-minute quarters.
There was a boy with purple socks guarding me.
Okay.
And I couldn't miss. And the
guy with purple socks, yeah.
I don't remember why I remember that. The point guard on the team, Mark Gilbride.
Mark Gilbride, yeah.
Mark, he's coaching D something somewhere, basketball.
Yeah.
He had like 20 assists in that game.
20 assists.
He just kept passing to me.
You kept draining it.
Yeah. Yeah, I peaked. That was definitely the peak of my athletic career.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
One game in 7th grade randomly.
40 points, dropped 40 on him. I mean, I would have thought like the average score of a 7th grade game is like 30 to 25. And here you are dropping 40 in one game.
Yeah.
You're basically Will Chamberlain.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then I went back to my normal 10 points a game after that, probably.
Okay.
That's really the only game I remember.
Did you want to be like a professional basketball player at one point?
That was my goal. Yep. Or the next Greg Maddux.
Okay. Were you a pitcher too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't very good though. And I could not hit at all.
No, I couldn't hit either.
Yeah. So it was basketball. And then I became a YouTuber.
It's a natural transition.
That's right. What did you want to be?
I wanted to be a baseball player, definitely. I wanted to be a shortstop for the Orioles.
Yeah.
That didn't go very well. Yeah, I was a very good fielder, but I couldn't hit. and I was like scared of hitting. I was.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I got hit a couple times when you're young and you get hit by the ball. You traumatizes you, man.
Yeah. There was a kid in our league named Craig Heathers who
Mhm.
could throw 80 miles an hour in like 6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
And he was pretty wild. And I was terrified of being hit. I was a
Yeah.
little shrimp of
Yeah.
a kid. I didn't grow. I mean, I'm 6'2" now. I didn't grow until 11th or 12th grade.
Okay. No, exactly. Yeah. I remember that there was a kid, Dan Produce, in my league, and like nobody could. He was unhittable. He was a little bit wild. Yeah, he'd hit you in the knee every once in a while, and it's like that's not fun. I can't hit him. I can't get a hit off him anyway. Why am I up here?
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. This
Yeah.
was all as fun as always.
Yeah.
I hope people watching enjoyed this as much as we did.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the national too much.
We did. We did.
No, we did. We covered it.
Last 10 minutes we went off the rails a little bit. That's what
Okay.
I'll call the video, Off the Rails with Chris Sewall.
Off the rails. My apologies to the viewers.
No, this was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Any last thoughts about the national?
No, I'm glad it's going back to Chicago. I didn't. There's been a lot of complaining about Cleveland. I didn't have much problem with it, although I got to skip lines and stuff as a dealer, so I didn't have to deal with a lot of that. But I thought
You had to
overall
skip,
it was
like
good.
food lines.
Not food lines.
Oh,
I mean, I got to come in the dealer back
Yeah.
room. I didn't have to wait in line to get in. There's like a dealer area for bathrooms. So, but yeah, so that I didn't experience a lot of that. I also didn't have much trouble with the Wi-Fi, although a lot of people around me did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it going back to Chicago.
I only seem to have a problem with the Wi-Fi in the corporate area,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know.
which you weren't really near.
No, not at all. Not at all. But you're definitely going like every year from here on out, right? For the most part.
If I'm able to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My wife and 14-year-old want to drive with me next year.
Yeah.
And stop in like New York City on the way and somewhere else. So we might make a 10 or 12-day trip out of it.
Yeah. Nice.
You'll be dealing again next year?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be at a table again.
Good. All right. Let's do this again at some point.
Of course, anytime.
All right. Tomorrow.
Same time tomorrow.
All right, Chris. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Yeah. Later, guys.